She got a new number. All right. Straight politicking on all you weenies out there. This is your host, Alex Alonso. I'm Alex Alonso 101 on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and I also have a personal YouTube page at Alex Alonso 101. And if you're watching this, you could also listen to this podcast on Spotify, iHeart, and any of your favorite audio podcast platforms. And if you're listening to this, you could also watch this on the StreetTV YouTube channel. And I'm here with my co-host from Inglewood up to no good, the city of champions, La Ciudad de Campeones, Munchie B, the mayor, is in the house.
That part.
Morals over money. And let me let you know that I was watching our favorite pathological liar on a live on YouTube. And there was someone in the live chat that thought it was you, but it wasn't you. But he responded to that person as if it was you. And when I looked at the username a little closer, it was Money's Over Moral TV. Money's Over Moral TV. And everyone thought it was you. But I knew it wasn't you because the icon was a little different.
And it's backwards, man.
Yeah, and it's backwards. Obviously, it's backwards.
Yeah,
so.
I'm morals over money. But I was getting calls that he was going off on whoever that was.
Yeah, he was going off. At first, I was just kicking back, listening to it in the background. I was like, oh, shit, Munchie's in the live chat on this dude? But I was like, I'm surprised Munchie's in the live chat on this guy. But no, it wasn't even you.
Nah, but I heard I got a lot of calls that you're throwing threats and yelling and all that. Evidently, the fake morals over money triggered him.
Yeah, man, and he didn't even bother to figure out that it wasn't even you.
He don't never fact check nothing.
Now, I was on ODM Slim's live the other day, and I left a couple comments, but before he responded, he was like, I want to make sure that's really Alex Alonso. And I guess that's the thing. It's really hard to tell when someone leaves a comment in a live chat, is that really the person? Because anyone could create an account with that same name showing almost.
Right.
You know?
Shout out ODM Slim. ODM Slim go double check. Double check.
Yeah, he double checked it and he was like, oh, shout out Alex Alonso's in the live. Yeah, so I understand it's really difficult to know. But there used to be, when I used to go live like 3-4 years ago, there was a guy using the name Officer Alonso. Officer Alonso, and I used to get a kick out of the dude. He disappeared.
I remember him.
Yeah,
but I wonder if it's the same Officer Munchie, because you know it's an Officer Munchie.
I guess there's an officer everybody now.
Yeah,
and this was way before like all this police talk that everyone's saying about Wack and 600. I'm probably the first person that was called the police on the internet, and at first I was a little bothered by it. I'm like, damn, how dare this dude actually create an account, Officer Alonso, and then people actually, think it's a real person.
I'm never bothered by nothing like that. I'll be bothered when I know the person either indirectly or directly, or we got access to each other. We got a chance. It's a chance of us bumping into each other. That's when I don't like, when I be hearing people talk crazy. You know what I mean?
Like your boy, Poetic Federal.
Right. But see,
you're not ever gonna see him again, though. I don't think you guys are gonna. Even though you guys have been in the same room countless times, as of now, you're probably never gonna be in the same room with him again.
No. But see, I did some content with Doughboy. Shout out Doughboy, and I allowed him to call him on the phone, and I only allowed him to call him because I was trying to prove a point that I was sabotaged deliberately by this dude, because I was given an opportunity over there at No Jumper to, do something, and he purposely made sure it didn't happen. So I allowed him to call, but that'll be the closest thing ever again, because I ain't getting him back on the line with that dude or nothing like that, or we'll never be around each other if he's smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually tapped in on that episode. I was surprised that you and and Flacco were actually having a conversation. It was a little tense though. But what made you want to, I guess, have that conversation with him after everything he's already done and said?
No, because it was more geared towards Doughboy that had like so he could understand what I was saying and where I was coming from. But although it shouldn't even made it to Flacco, because before that we called Josh. And for those who don't know who Josh is partners / brother-in-law with Adam, and Josh confirmed what I said. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, what Munchie saying is correct. So, you know what I mean? And then he had called Poetic Federal after that. You feel me? And I allowed it though, but I would never be in communication with that dude again. Or if he's smart, he wouldn't come around me.
Yeah, I don't think Flacco wants to be in your presence anyways. It's a little unfortunate because he seemed like he was a person that admired and respected your movement, your grind, and your hustle. To just do a whole 180 on you, that's a tough one right there.
Nah, but the thing is, Flacco thought he thought at the time that I would be okay with the things he was doing because he wasn't including me. You know what I'm saying? So he was saying that he's gonna solve this mystery murder, but I shouldn't be tripping because it ain't like he's saying I did it or like, you know what I'm saying? So that was his thought process. But it's stupid. It's stupid through and through. And like I said before, that was just a lot of build up, and I was being frustrated because I've been patient with the dude. I introduced him to Alex Alonso. That was able to dialogue. People that wanted to put their hands on him if they seen him, which is Cartoon 5-3. I tell Cartoon 5-3, man, he ain't that bad. He don't understand. I'll get them two together. Now I'm understanding that he don't want to understand. He just want to be combative and debate. You know what I'm saying? For content, he not really trying to talk to get understanding. And there's been a few more people that like came around and warmed up to him based on me. You know what I mean? But you know, I shouldn't even gave him that much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't like his interaction with me since the first time he came up here for a Rich at Heart episode with you and Mariah.
Right.
I mean, he wants to debate with me, and I'm actually a social scientist.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school for almost 10 years, you know, from undergrad, from bachelor's to my bachelor with minor to my master's and to other certificates that I have. 10 years of just studying, and it's all been gang shit. And he wants to debate and argue with me about gangs, and he has absolutely zero experience on the topic other than being up at No Jumper.
That's not experience.
Yeah, that doesn't really count. I mean, it counts a little bit. You got a little bit of experience.
Once these gangbangers reach No Jumper, more than likely they not even in the streets no more. They probably still involved. They still tapped in with their community. But like if you talking about a Spuddy Face, a Munchie B, Young and Hefe, we chilling. Or we wouldn't even be at No Jumper if we wasn't on that type of time. We chilling. You know what I mean?
He likes to call everyone gangbangers.
Yeah, it's a difference.
Yeah.
It's a difference. You got members, you got bangers, but you know.
I don't think he's ever met a gang banger during them while they're gang banging.
If he would have met me years ago and he said a lot of the stuff he said and I was around him, I would have punched him out. You know what I mean? This is gang member of Inglewood family Munchie. This ain't gang banger Munchie at all.
And then he said some of the most horrible things about me when he was back on Fig, and I was just shocked.
I never listened to it, remember?
Yeah, I was just shocked. I'm like, hey, you know, this is what some guys do on the internet. They just make ish up. But what was I gonna segue into? Well, let's talk about this gang intervention program, because I remember that was a hot topic to where he was disrespecting Skip Townsend. And now all of a sudden Skip Townsend's a bad guy.
Shout out Skip, man.
I don't know how Skip became the bad guy after
Me neither.
with all the work that he does out here.
He the original peacemaker before the show.
What do you mean?
You know, they had to show Peacemakers with my boy Mr. Spellman. Remember?
Oh yeah, with Malik Spellman.
Yeah, so yeah, my boy Skip, man, he the original peacemaker for real.
Yeah, I remember when Skip first started doing that because he was towing trucks. He transitioned to becoming this successful tow truck driver, and the gang intervention stuff was popping off in the 1990s. And I went to an intervention event where Bo Taylor from Schoolyard, he was the main guy back in the 90s. He ended up passing from cancer. But Bo Taylor from Schoolyard was one of the main interventionist dudes, at least on the west side. And then my boy Rocky used to be with Bo Taylor. And then all of a sudden, Skip was a part of the clique. And Skip took it to another level. Unfortunately, both Rocky, he's deceased. Bo Taylor died of cancer. And Skip is still out here doing this thing. And there was a bunch of other guys from Amer-i-Can. Amer-i-Can up at Jim Brown's house is really where it started. That's where all of this stuff started from. And when we're talking about 91, 92, 93.
And I got a chance to meet all them people. Shout out Looney, rest in peace.
Oh yeah, Looney was a part of Amer-i-Can.
Yeah, Looney, rest in peace. Big Shit from Shotgun. Sleep from Schoolyard. That was all a part of Amer-i-Can. Like older cats, you know what I'm saying? And then shout out Second Call. I didn't know until earlier this year that along with Skip Townsend was my boy name from Adams from 20s.
Who's that?
He
Monster?
Monster, you know what I'm saying? Monster had his hands in Second Call in the early beginning. So
I believe he's a co-founder of Second Call. I think they both did it together in the beginning.
Yep, I learned that earlier this year, late last year, hollering at Monster. Shout out Monster from 20s.
So yeah, it all starts at Jim. I wish I could tell some Jim Brown stories. I know he just passed a while ago, and I'm not sure if
I heard a couple of them.
No, I know some gangster shit about Jim Brown, like some gangster shit. But I don't want to tell them stories just yet. But it's all related to Amer-i-Can and him starting off doing that gang intervention. I want to say he started it, but I was looking at some old newspaper articles, and Rosie Greer, who was another football player, before Jim Brown was out here in the streets of LA, this would have been like in the 70s. This would have been in the 70s. But yeah, Jim Brown put T. Rodgers in position back in the 80s. And T. Rodgers was his spokesperson for quite a while.
I'm T. Rodgers, Executive Vice President, National Spokesperson for the American Program. What happened was, check this out. Our program has been in effect for 3.5 years. And our program deals with certain components. One of the components that we deal with is peace. Jim's house is a half an hour ride from any neighborhood, okay? Coming up that hill, man, you listen to the right music, you calm down, this is neutral ground, nobody's turf is up here. You know what I'm saying? So when you come up here, you got a different mindset. That's one of the reasons. We worked on that. We had 28 different gang sets that is affiliated with the program. And then we said, well, now we've done it this far, what can we do? One of the brothers from our program said, well, look, we got 4 of the major housing projects in Watts, and we got them together, 4 of the most notorious housing projects in Watts together. That would be a hell of a start. That was his assignment that he took on. That was his project. This was long before the uprising or the rebellion or even the riot.
But I'm asking you, apparently there's a pretty widespread general peace going on. What caused that?
Here we go again. We'll start at the beginning. One of the things, there's no rehabilitation in incarceration. And one of the things that we learned by being locked up is that we got to stick together. When a race war or a race riot goes down inside those correctional institutions, that's a laugh. That everything that is not black goes against black. So the brothers have learned to stick together. That is a temporary truce, a temporary peace between those warring gangs. That was one of the things that happened out in the streets, because it happened in the pen, it can happen in the streets. Now, long before the King incident, Latasha Harlins, see, you have to deal with a 2-tier system of haves and have-nots. When we can't stand up, just stand up. When we stand up, we get questioned. What are we doing? What are you standing up for? That's a doggone shame in America.
Batman here. What are the difficulties going to be making this thing last? He called it a temporary peace. Is it temporary? Do you think it's going to be
No, you
sustained?
misunderstood what I said. I said inside the jailhouse, it's a temporary peace.
Okay, well, let's talk about the
Now,
food.
out on the streets, it will last as long as those brothers. Now, let me do this, man. First and foremost, we look at it differently. It is not a truce or a peace treaty. It is a bonding of black men who have stood up and came together. And when they came together, peace has happened to be one of the things on the agenda. See, we have been conditioned and trained to dislike another brother. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the color that he wears or where he lives. 20-some odd years of conditioning has taught us that. If you ask some of them young brothers that's very active in gangbanging, you ask them, why don't you like a Crip? Or why don't you like a Blood? His answer will be this. Oh, he sounds like Scooby-Doo. So when you start to ask some of the OGs what happened back in the days, they know the answers. Now, I'll give you this also. When the pleas went out from what was supposed to have been the black leaders in the community, i.e. the churches, the politicians, and all of those people, nobody stopped to listen to them. They are not our leaders. The leadership comes from the grassroots and the OGs. So when the OGs say, hey, look, this has got to stop, then the younger homeboys respect the OGs and they say, okay.
So, man, this gang intervention stuff has really evolved over the years, and now the Pasadena just passed approval of allowing this organization to continue receiving funding because they say it's working in Pasadena. Let me see here. And, you know, Pasadena is a smaller city. Is Pasadena smaller or bigger than Inglewood?
I want to say it's, I don't know. I want to say it might be bigger.
Okay.
It might be bigger. I don't know. It's a good question.
Because they only have, I think there's more gangs in Inglewood than in Pasadena.
Yeah, more gangs. More gangs. Hispanic and black put together for sure.
Yeah. Let me pull up this article. And the city approves an expanded gang intervention contract for the city of Pasadena. And let me just emphasize, Munchie, this has nothing to do with grid. This is not a grid program. This is not a grid contract. This is a separate. Grid is only in LA. So when we're talking about the surrounding cities, Compton, Inglewood, Gardena, Pasadena, that has nothing to do with grid. But it seems like everything gets lumped into grid. And I have nothing against grid. But
I have nothing. I was waiting on you to land. I have nothing against grid either. So, although they say I'm a grid worker, I'm not a part of grid. I have nothing against grid.
Yeah, I mean, if I had an opportunity and the time, I probably would work with the grid. But Pickens Organization, which is, I guess, based in Pasadena, will receive a $420,000 annual contract for the next 3 years to continue violence prevention work, credited with sharp reductions in shootings in the city of Pasadena. As part of Monday's consent calendar, the city council on Monday unanimously authorized a contract with Ricky Pickens Jr. for gang intervention services. The agreement runs for 3 years at an annual cost of $440,000 with options for 2 additional 1-year extensions. The plan also includes a $120,000 increase in the city's general fund appropriations for the fiscal year 2026. Several community members came out to speak in favor of the organization. Unfortunately, I was a victim of gang violence. I was shot 6 times. I still have a bullet in my leg. I have hardware as a memorial that gang violence does not discriminate, said June Carr. GOVIS worked with the NAACP in 2020, an increase in violence and shootings. That sentence doesn't make sense. Let me read that again. GOVIS worked with the NAACP in 2020 during an increase in violence and shootings. Okay. In 2020, shootings in Pasadena increased by 59%, leading to the initial contract between Pickens Organization and the city. Pickens and his team have provided violence prevention and intervention services to the city. During this time, his team has consistently delivered community-centered trauma response programming that aligns with the city's public safety health goals. By April of 2021, violent crime dropped by 26% and now has seen an 82% reduction in violence. Pickens told Pasadena Now that the next 1 to 2 years are critical cycle periods in this work. Pickens brings more than 30 years of experience in the design and implementation of gang prevention, intervention, and outreach initiatives. And the article continues to say that the violence and crime in Pasadena has dropped significantly. So there you go. Ricky Pickens. I hope he's an insider. I don't know him. I never heard of the Pickens Organization, but I'm guessing he is Pasadena through and through.
Yeah, it gotta be. It ain't like when we covered that person that was maybe in Texas.
Yeah, trying
to get some funds and do the work in Stockton. Yeah, whoever that was fraudulent, but it seemed like this Ricky Pickens, he official and he upped the city in front of the city. It sounded like.
And it just goes to show you, man, when you do the work, you set up your nonprofit, you write up strategies and programs, and the city will watch and see, and they'll reward you for it. You know, I just wrote a boxing program for Solano State Prison, and we just waiting on approval right now. I'm not doing it through any nonprofit because I don't have one. But I'm allowing others to piggyback off of the program and see if there's some funding and, see if they'll finance it.
Hopefully everything goes planned. You know what I mean? Because they CDCR, the R's, rehabilitation. You know what I'm saying? So give them something to help they self rehabilitate. More opportunity programs, resources.
And writing some of these programs aren't that difficult. As long as you have a framework, you look at what's worked in the past, you take a little bit of this over here, you take a little bit of that over there, you get some sources from the past that have worked, and you come up with something that's better than anything that's ever been written in the past. So, Pasadena.
Shout out to Dina, man.
So we got the Denver lanes out there, and I guess the squiggly lanes are in Altadena, right? Or are they on the border?
Squiggly, they over there on Newport. They in Pasadena. Squiggly in Pasadena.
So those are the two main blood sets over there?
You got the projects, which is essentially PDLs.
Yeah.
And then you got squiggly lanes, and you got PDLs, and you got Pasadena Raymond.
Oh, yeah, you got those Raymonds.
You got the Hispanic gangs I'm not an expert in.
The Via Boys are some of the main ones. They got the Latin Kings.
And then then you move over, you got Altadena lanes, and you got Altadena block, Crip.
Unfortunately, this program is only for the city of Pasadena.
Nah, but I'm pretty sure they're employing some dudes out of Altadena.
They should.
Because they share the same issues. That's what they going and feuding with. So if you want to stop the problems, you got to employ some Altadena dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to just not focus on the surrounding areas as well.
Right.
I don't know how far. I doubt it'll go as far as Duarte. I remember they was beefing with Duarte at one point, right?
Still do.
Still, yeah. But Duarte is at least like 10 miles, 10 miles to the east.
That's the only blacks they beef with, because the Durocs out in Duarte, they surrounded by Hispanics, so they main enemies is PDLs. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a little jar. You gotta hop in the car. You can't ride a bike like everybody else be going. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nah. Me, if I was a part of Ricky Pickens nonprofit and I was at the top, I employ some Durocs and some Altadena block Crips for sure. Cause that's how you gonna keep it under control. You gotta have a little bit of everybody from each side.
But that $440,000 a year doesn't really sound like a lot of money. I mean, it sounds like a lot, of course. We would all take a check like that, but when you break that down for a whole year and whatever else the costs are, your office, your staff, assistants, man, that money, let's see, I'm going to divide that by 12. That's $36,000 a month to run your program. You figure you got an office, man, how much you think office rent is per month?
In Adena?
Yeah, or Pasadena?
Probably like $2,400.
I was going to say more like $3,000 to $4,000 for a small office.
Nah, I say like $2,500. You get a cool little commercial spot.
Yeah. Well, that leaves you with just a little over 30,000 a month to hire. I don't know how many people that can take care. Because of course you got to pay yourself. Ricky Pickens got to pay himself. He gets a salary out of this money, and then whatever else he needs assistance on.
Yeah. I think I'll be able to disperse that and make it count. If the responsibility was in my lap.
Yeah, I probably pay myself. I pay myself $6,000 a month off of this contract, and then that would leave me with $27,000 to handle other business. Because you kind of look at this as it's not a job that takes up all your time all day every day, so you're able to do other things to make money. That's just one thing you do. Hopefully, I don't know about him, but I know the way I work, I have that, then I got this going on over here, and then I got this other thing going on over here, and I just balance it all out. And you have multiple sources of income, but you just got to make sure you budget your time wisely. Because you still got to go out there and do the work. You got to interface with the community. You got to probably talk to families and all the good stuff that they do.
Yeah. Yep. Hey man, evidently if they shooting them some bread for the next 3 years, they putting in the work. So shout out them.
Yeah, and they got the chance for an option for 2 additional 1-year extensions, and hopefully they get an increase in the budget as inflation increases. All right, man. I want to play this video. Your favorite.
My second favorite of the day, huh?
Your favorite Rollin 6.0. Your favorite Rollin 6.0. In fact, I got a little clip right here of this guy. Apparently 600 was doing a live stream and someone called in that he may or may not have personally known, but the caller basically said, man, you ain't no real 6.0, and he just went unhinged. And I don't think it was an act. I think this guy triggered him. And you tell me what you think. Let me play it real quick.
Nigga, you never got put on.
Hey, bro, fuck sissies, nigga.
Nigga, you ain't no box.
Fuck sissies, nigga. Now what, nigga? So now when you see me, nigga, you know what time it is, nigga. I dished you and your whole hood, nigga. Fuck sissies, nigga. Record that, bitch ass, nigga. Buster ass nigga. Think I give a fuck about gangbang?
That sounds like a man that is having a mental breakdown.
I didn't hear the full context of that video. What led up to that? So I would guess without hearing the rest that he knew who that was over the phone, and then he knew he was from the Rolling 60s, and you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that was just a random. And then he did 60s. He had to know that he come from that community.
But the mental breakdown is crazy. Also, there's a part in this clip that was cut off, but he also says, after he says F sissies, he later says moments later, I put 6-0 on the map.
Get your bitch ass on my phone, nigga, talking about on 60s. Nigga, I am 60s, nigga. The fuck is you talking about, nigga? I put 6-0 on the map, nigga. Never made a statement, never fuck with no rats, nigga.
So why diss the own set that you're taking credit of participating in? Where does that come from? Because this is not the first time someone has done this. There's another guy that's on the internet that claims he's a blood this, blood that, pyro this, pyro that, but he will not hesitate to call his set the hula hoops.
The other dude is not a blood for sure. He's a dude with an identity crisis, and we already know he diagnosed. We know he got a mental problem, but 600, I don't know what triggered him right there. I didn't hear it in the full context. And then as of put 60s on the map, we all know that's some delusion for real of grand. How you say it? Delusion of grandeur.
Delusions of grandeur.
Delusion of grandeur, because in my opinion, in no particular order, who put Rolling 60s on the map and kept it on the map, Key the Rock, Big U, Nipsey Hussle. Who put it on the map and kept it on the map. Key the Rock, Big U, Nipsey Hussle. No 600. So I don't know. That's some delusion, man.
Yeah.
I remember when Snoop went off, you know what I'm saying? Because he was getting whatever kind of energy from his city. And he was like, you know, I put 20 Crip on the map. I took Long Beach around the world. And he did.
Yeah, he did do that.
Snoop Dogg put Long Beach on the map. Mac 10 put Inglewood on the map. 600 did not put Rollin 60s on the map. He's not even in the top 50 conversations of dudes that put it on the map. So, that's crazy.
I think once you get to dissing your set, how can you even be considered a formidable member of that set? Because calling 60s sissies, for those who don't know, is the worst thing you can call a member from that set. That is the most derogatory term to use. Why is he choosing to use that term?
He felt like they all against him. You know? He don't feel accepted. He don't feel embraced. He don't feel welcome from the community that he claims. So he having, you know, he lashing out.
So deep down, he wants to be accepted.
Deep down, he want to be accepted. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And a lot of dudes that act like they don't care, they want to be accepted. When Wack act the way he want to act, when Wack act the way he act, he want to be accepted. He act like he don't care.
Now, could you ever envision Wack dissing the Pacoima Piru Bloods? What's the diss term for them? Ping pongs, I believe.
I didn't want to say it, but I learned that by accident. Because when it was said by Comparator, I didn't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? And then me, Spider, and Bosco was sitting right here, and when Spider was basically just repeating the story, not trying to be disrespectful, then, you know, Wack took that and ran with it. But I don't think Wack would do that. I don't think Wack would do that.
Well, he definitely is not accepted by the Pacoima Pirus.
Yeah, he'll say F them all, F they kids, they mama, but he ain't gonna diss Pacoima Piru. But he has dissed Rolling 60s by saying the same word that 600 just said, and 600 they best friends, you know. So 600 don't care, evidently.
Yeah. Well, I thought that 600 did have a name that was known over there. I don't know if he was Baby or Tiny.
Infant Bosco, he say.
Yeah.
He say Infant Bosco from Front Hood 60s, quote unquote.
I'm gonna have to ask his brother.
You still in contact with his brother?
No, but I just recently got his phone number. So I was going to give him a call and chop it up with his older brother.
My theory is this. His family have or had a house over there in the Front Hood area of the 60s. He grew up over there. He went to Crenshaw High School. He was never a gangbanger. The people that's in that particular Front Hood 60 area, they familiar with his face. They know little Christopher, but I don't believe he ever been a gang banger a day in his life. He knew who hung by his house. That's just what I believe. The man is he's not a gang banger, never been.
Well, when I knew his older brother lived in Schoolyard Hood, but he never banged. But he was in the streets though, hustling, but he never banged. So I don't know what their connection is, other than they have the same last name and they probably share the same daddy.
Yeah, man, you hear Lovejoy out there, they got to be related some way, somehow.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't a common last name.
No,
like
it
mine's like Banks. Me and Melvin got the same last name. We ain't related. Melvin Banks. You know what I mean? I wish I would run into Melvin Banks at Thanksgiving. It ain't gonna go well.
So
Hell no.
he gets that name from Big Mel from Harlem 30s.
You know what? You know, I get bored enough. I'll get to trying to do some digging and see what's up with Big Mel from Harlem 30s and see if I could draw any connection. You feel me? But I highly doubt it.
Okay, so, I was listening to, this was really interesting. I forgot to mention it before we started. Just remembered that I was listening to SBGB TV.
Shout out him, man. I rock with him, man.
Last night, and he has a call-in show.
You gotta relax. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to him.
And he had the most interesting dude call in. One of Wack's minions decided to call in and basically just say, hey, why are you always going in on Wack? And it was an incredible exchange. And I'm going to play just a few minutes of it because he obviously his minions don't care about him being a liar. And this is going to demonstrate that.
SBGB TV live call-in show.
Yo, what's the word? You can hear me?
It's a live call-in show.
Yo, what's the word, man? This Big Stuck, man. This Big Stuck from Dapper the Cloud Chaser, man. What's the word, man?
Okay, you've been glazing hard with Wack on there, man. What's up with you?
You said I've been doing what now?
You glazing hard with Wack.
No, I don't do no glazing, Charlie. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, listen.
I would never do that.
Wack was on there just telling you anything, my man, and everything he say, you agree with it. You don't never have your own opinion.
Let me give you a good one, right? The whole time though, just like me and you, right? I'm from Chicago. You from where you from, right? So motherfuckers say some shit, and they say some shit, right? How you know if that's fact or opinion? You know what I'm talking about?
When we talking
How
about
do you
Wack,
know the difference?
when we talking about Wack, you know it's factual and you know it's an opinion. You understand that. You understand that.
I don't know what's factual or what's opinions or none of that, bro. The whole time I do content. I'm a blogger. You know what I'm talking about?
Do you know that Wack owe that trainer 12.5 and he being sued? You know that, right?
You say what now?
Wack's being sued by Blueface's trainer for $12,500 for not being paid. You know that, right?
No, I didn't.
Well, that's all out there. You can look that up. The paperwork's out there.
That's the first thing I just heard of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wack. If Wack was so rich,
what does that mean though?
If
a
Wack
nigga
was
got
so
off on
rich,
a nigga or whatever, like what does that mean though?
If Wack
you
was so
a grimy
rich,
ass nigga too, right?
If Wack was so rich, right? 12.5 should be something he pissed. If I owe you 12.5 for training my fighter, regardless if he got paid or not from Aiden, because we know he didn't get paid, right? He would have gave him that 12.5 because he told everybody Blueface gonna get his 350,000 regardless. And you think Wack is a millionaire, don't you?
I don't give a Wack.
But I'm just asking you a question. You talk to him all the time.
Listen,
I'm asking you a question. This just it's a yes or no question.
Can I give you the answer?
No, I don't need no explanation. It's a yes or no.
Oh, okay. I don't give a Wack is a millionaire.
But do you think he's a millionaire?
You said is Wack a millionaire or not? I don't give a if he's a millionaire.
I'm asking you a question. Do you think he is, bro?
You said, do I think that Wack is a millionaire?
Do you think Wack is a millionaire? Yes or no, bro?
Yeah, Wack definitely got millions.
Hey.
We'll pause right there. This guy is one of those typical clubhouse minions.
I'm familiar with him.
They don't disagree with nothing that this guy says, and they have to know that Wack is lying. But he just said, "Hey, I'm doing content." Lets me know all they care about is just creating some content, pushing their platform, and if it's lies, it's lies. It doesn't matter who it hurts, who it damages. They don't care.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him. Yeah, Wack could say anything. He could say, "It's a lion in the lobby at No Jumper right now." He go, "Oh yeah, for real, Wack? Did you pet it?" Yeah, like I don't understand.
I smacked the damn lion when it started to roar at my ass.
I told him
for real?
I told him to go talk to the lion, go sit down by Moose. Like I'm telling you.
Now,
I like SBGB, man. He be saying all the right. He be hitting all the right bulletin points.
And I think the question about do you think Wack's a millionaire? It's very meaningful. It's not just about whether or not this guy has money or not. Mm-hmm. It's about if you believe he's a millionaire, then how many lies are you rocking with that comes out of Wack's mouth? Because if you believe he's a millionaire, he should be able to do X, Y, and Z. He should be able to sign Blueface to a record deal with anybody he wants. You know, he should be able to take care of any debts that he has.
He wouldn't be begging. He wouldn't be begging Cash Money and Birdman for a budget.
Hey, that comes up in this call with
See,
Deezy.
I ain't never even heard this call.
Yeah, this was just last night. It's a long call. I'm surprised that this guy stayed on the phone for 30 minutes. This is a 30-minute call, but I'm sure Wack is calling this dude up today or tomorrow, saying, "Hey, don't call Deezy from SBGB TV no more. Don't call this guy no more. If you still want to do content with me, do not call him no more because he sounded like an idiot." Yeah, let me play another segment of this.
Yeah.
Wack got you fooled, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know that Wack is asking his wife for spousal support?
He should.
Huh?
He should. I'm gonna ask
What?
like, listen. I would ask my ex-wife for spousal support.
So you would ask a woman for spousal support if you was going through a divorce with her?
If she got more money than me, yeah.
So you
if
think
she's saying that she bigger than me, yeah.
Come on,
like,
bro.
even if she don't got more money than me, and she's saying that she's bigger than me, for sure.
Hey, bro, listen. Come on, bro. You listen.
No, I'm telling you a fact,
but
bro.
no, I'm sitting here telling you. You gotta understand, right? You know when Wack talked to you, right? He talked to you because he know you smaller than him, and you really don't got the intelligence, right? And you see when you talk
Hey,
to
that's
him.
what you say, though.
But listen, you see when you talk to Wack, right? When you mention me, he don't say my name. You know that, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
No, he don't. That nigga.
Every time, Wack, if I bring up your name, he gonna mention you. What are you talking about?
He don't mention my name. I just played the audio of when you was talking to him and you mentioned me. He ain't want to say my name. He say,
Because I didn't want to say your name.
No, listen, Wack. That nigga know I live in a $500,000 crib that I own. He know that. Facts. He keeps saying I live in Virginia. He know I don't live in Virginia. He know my address. He posted it in my chat over here. He know where I live at. He know I got a big house. Facts. He know I own it. I'm the only nigga on the deed. He know that. Facts. But when he talk to y'all, he tell y'all niggas anything because he know y'all little niggas. Y'all niggas don't own no houses.
You saying that Wack tell us anything or whatever, bro. Listen. Let me put you up on game, right? Let me put you up on a lot of game, right? The same way you cover Wack, bro, and you do content, bro, that's the same way I cover Wack and do content.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
What's the difference between me and you?
Because when you cover Wack, you listen here, you take his narratives and you put his narratives out there without countering his narratives. You don't counter his narrative.
I don't need no counter, bro. If
yes,
a nigga
you do.
Tell me, listen, Deezy. If a nigga tell me Thug Night, he got smacked by Deezy, I'm gonna correct him? How the fuck do I know if he did or he didn't?
So you mean to tell me when Wack is telling you this stuff, you don't have your own mind and insight on the things he's telling you?
So, bro, you going a whole nother, like you going somewhere else, bro.
Hey, this guy's, I'm sorry to say, but this guy's an idiot. SBGB, Deezy from SBGB TV is cooking the heck out of this guy.
Deezy having fun.
Yeah, he's enjoying it too.
I could tell you over there smiling and all kind of shit.
And look, we only about 6 minutes into this call, and it goes for 30 minutes. And I'm just shocked that this dude stayed on the phone with Deezy this long, because every point that Deezy was making was 100% factual, was 100% truthful. And this dude had no rebuttal, and he had no logical or sensible rebuttal.
Nah, but he stayed on the phone because in his mind, he wasn't getting cooked. In his mind. You know what I'm saying? He thought he was getting somewhere and making some valid points. That's why he stayed on the phone.
And the way he sunned this dude the whole call. Wack talks to y'all because y'all little dudes. Mm-hmm. He talks to y'all because y'all ain't that smart. Y'all have no insight into knowing when somebody's lying and when they're telling the truth, you know? And this guy has no experience in knowing what's going on when Wack opens his mouth. Deezy's got that insight. Mm-hmm. The dude on the phone doesn't. And it's sad because Wack takes advantage of keeping these guys in his circle. People who don't have good insight, people who are gullible, and that will believe, yeah, I got the lion over there in the other room.
Okay, all right, insight. I agree with you. I agree with you, right? But Deezy had said something when he was reacting to some No Jumper content. He paused it and said, "What I could tell is Adam and Munchie know how to talk. Adam told Munchie, hey man, kick back on the Wack stuff." And he said that because we was sitting down, me, Doughboy, Lush, Spotty Face, and Hefe, and Adam, and the snitch conversation came up about Wack, and Spotty Face was saying he was a snitch, and then they were saying, well, where the proof? And I was like, well, I know he a snitch. I just ain't got the energy for it. And then the thing, me saying that is, I'm not talking to Adam, Doughboy, and Lush about this, bro, because real members know, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even worth explaining. They not gonna understand that this dude is under a confidential name. Because if it don't say Cash Jones, they gonna say, oh, well, where's... And I'm not explaining that to a bunch of square cereal box television-shaped dudes. And I ain't doing it, but he thought that maybe Adam and I had a talk, and Adam told me to kick back, and that's the furthest from the truth. And if Adam did tell me to kick back, I ain't gonna do it, cause that dude don't kick back. I kick back when Winnie 100 kick back, and that's if I feel like it after that.
Well, I will say I haven't heard Munchie B's name in his mouth this last month or so as much as he has had it in the past.
No, he was on Clubhouse having a PC meeting. He was in the cell. Whoa. He was on the phone with two PC dudes, and they was talking bad about him.
Okay, recently then.
Right, like 4 or 5 days ago. He live from the PC yard, and then by the title you would think he talking to some reputable dudes from the penitentiary, but he's talking to some PC dudes. You know what I mean? So nah, he don't take a break. He might take a break on No Jumper, but he'll get on Clubhouse and speak on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he does. And sometimes he takes a break on my name, but then it comes up every once in a while, and my name's back in his mouth. But hey, we're going to keep on putting a magnifying glass on all his lies, on all his misinformation. You notice I think you and I single-handedly stopped him from talking about the $200 million diaper deal. He stopped talking about that. He stopped talking about it.
Nah, man, I just heard him trying to defend it the other day.
Oh, is that right?
He was talking about how it's where it's at and why he don't distribute it out here, because people are not really having babies out here. There's too much competition, so you go where it ain't competition and all kind of BS, man. The dude, you know.
Well, I'm gonna contact those countries and to get actual, confirmation. Like, no, we don't know this dude, because I think he mentioned 2 countries. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but it ain't nothing to do a little research. Let me play one more segment of this phone call because it was actually very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta remember, right?
I just asked you though, right?
I don't know if you smoke weed or you drink, bro, but I don't do none of that shit. So my brain is clear.
I just asked you, look, your brain can be clear all it wants, right? But all I'm saying is, if you're clear, right, your brain is clear, right?
I don't just go for anything, bro.
So if Wack say like, yo, Deezy, he told me that he a millionaire or whatever. He from California. And I don't know shit about that. I'm supposed to correct him?
If Wack is saying something that's not correct, bro, of course you're supposed to have some type of rebuttal,
so
as in you standing on something.
That you said that I should have rebutted, that I should know about.
You should know about the shit that you're asking. When he's talking about that he got these certain relationships and he can push a button and that he can get a budget. Nigga, you heard Wack on there begging Birdman for a budget when he was on there with academics. You heard him? He was begging that nigga. Hey, yo, Stunner. Hey, Stunner, you got a budget for me? Stun and say, hold, chill, chill.
Is that in question? Is that in question? Because I definitely heard what you talking about.
Yeah,
I definitely heard
listen, that Birdman don't rock with the nigga like that.
So
you got to think about
this.
You heard
me. I'm saying you heard me talking against that or something?
You ain't never asked him. He sat there and just told you that.
No, you said, like, I'm asking you, have you heard me talk against it? Like, meaning that we having a discussion.
You agreed with it.
At the end of the day.
You agreed with
what?
It. You agreed with it. When that nigga just told you and said, hey, yo, Chuck, I could push a button on this and I got one budget.
Definitely can push the button.
He said, I can push a button. I can get a budget for this and that. Blueface been out of jail 6 months. He ain't got no record deal. Max B been out of jail for a couple months. He got a record deal. All the niggas that Wack be talking about, they got record deals.
Bro, Wack can definitely push a button.
Man, he can't push no button. Wack is blackballed out the music industry, nigga.
And
he could push a button. Well, that button must be broke.
Yeah.
Button must be broke, bro, because Blueface should have most definitely paroled and came home to a deal. But he deal with who he deal with, so a lot of doors been closed. So
yeah, I think Blueface has been shooting himself in his foot by dealing with Wack100, and I'm surprised nobody has gotten his ear and say, "Hey, bro, I know you like this guy. I don't, I know you." I heard him do an interview saying that the reason why he signed with Wack is because his wife, he believed his wife at the time when he was with Kimberly, not R&B, and he trusted Kimberly. But Kimberly been out the picture, right? So someone got to tell Blueface, hey, you signed with him because you trusted his wife, but look, the wife has left him. The wife don't even trust him. She's trying to divorce him. It might be time to sever this relationship and move on to someone else.
He ain't gonna do it. I think he feel it. I think he feel as if he owed Wack something. But if he did, I think things will start going better for him.
Well, I wonder how many years is on that agreement he signed, because remember when I saw Big U give an interview and he said, I had Nipsey Hussle signed to a 10-year agreement, which is crazy. Nobody should be signing 10-year agreements. Maybe 3 years, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, maybe a 5-year, but 10-year agreement, that's crazy.
Yeah, I got some. Yeah. No, I hear you.
So I don't know if
signed to somebody for a decade is crazy.
Did Wack take a page out of Big U's book and sign this dude to a 10-year deal?
Never know.
Because I'm scratching my head figuring out, why is he still rocking with this dude? Can't even get a boxing match done properly.
Oh, yeah. And that's a lot of the reason why the trainer didn't get paid. I didn't know that till now.
Yeah, man.
I think he was planning on paying the trainer out of the money. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm going to put a link to this 30-minute call in my community tab on the YouTube channel, because this call was very, very entertaining. This call, I'm shocked.
No. I could tell Deezy was entertained by the idiot. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, listen to this dummy. Like, you feel me?
It was a great call. It was a bad call for Wack. For the Wack media team, horrible call.
Yes. Hey, look. Because sometimes I don't even want you speaking for me. You feel me? Because you ain't gonna do a good job. Like, you didn't do a good job. I'm trying to speak up for Wack, represent Wack, or even defend his honor, whatever you want to call it. You didn't do a great job, bro. Like, I'll tell him, just, hey, man, it's kickback, bro. I appreciate it, but nah, recline, bro.
Yeah, that was a horrible call for the media team, and the media team has been taking some hits.
That, man, all them YouTubers that be screen recording or recording all that Clubhouse content don't do no numbers, bro. That should be trash, bro.
It don't do any numbers individually, but
all together they all different entities though. So
no, but I have to say that when you look at all of them collectively, if you look at the 5 or 6 channels collectively
don't matter though.
Well, it's spreading his propaganda. It's spreading his propaganda.
But individually, what did y'all benefit? And y'all should move on from the Clubhouse content and make some different content. Y'all wasting time. Cause I'm looking at the numbers they doing. They not doing no numbers.
Yeah, but they're all of those guys are probably getting a little check every month, which is satisfying them.
I mean, if you happy with the little check, then cool.
But I added all of their their numbers together,
and what you come up with?
I come up with a solid push when you have like 5 or 6 or 7 channels all doing a little bit of numbers. When collectively, it's a lot of numbers.
Not one individual channel that do that type of content care about the next channel. You feel me? They care about what they collecting, or if they clip the best parts or whatever. So I'm just, come on, man. Unless y'all just want to be one of Wack 5 wives that bad,
Yeah.
and care just as long as it benefit Wack, that's something different. But you know,
Yeah, there is no cohesion between these 6 or 7 channels. They're all working independently,
Right.
but they're all serving Wack's interest.
right?
And that's all Wack cares about.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But he did lose one of the team, the channel, The Answer. He's done.
Is that the dude that be in Rockstar room now?
I'm not sure, but I looked at his channel. No,
Oh, Urban is.
he's out of Philly, and
Yeah, I think he be in Rockstar room now.
yeah, he's apparently, at least as of the last I checked, he's done. And then there's another Clubhouse channel that stopped posting. So his media team is slowly crumbling, and I don't know the ins and outs of it.
That's trash anyway.
Yeah, it is. It's the most horrible content. But hey, sometimes it gets numbers. You know, a video might get 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. When you add it all up, you know,
That's a maybe on a good day.
yeah.
Who want to deal with that?
All right. Well, I didn't really want to go into the details of this other story regarding Wack100. I know you're probably gonna cover it on morals over money, right?
No, I am.
Yeah. But apparently, there's a Twitter user named MsParker posted a video of him masturbating in a car. That's the short of it.
Yeah, I think it was a hand reaching out, a camera view helping him, aiding him, right?
Yeah, and apparently the Twitter user MsParker wasn't born a Mrs. But I don't have the details on that. But everyone is covering this right now, and I'm gonna let everyone go to those channels to check that out. Actually, go check it out
On Morals Over Money.
on Morals
tonight.
Over Money TV. I'll put a link to Munchie's video
Right, because I'm going live.
to go see that. So we're not gonna go into it here because it's not even a topic. I mean, it's an interesting topic. I gotta admit, it's an interesting topic, but it ain't interesting enough for me to talk about it for a whole segment.
Hey, I'm gonna be real, man. There's been some content creators that got caught slipping with their pants down. I ain't covered it because that ain't the type of. I'm not interested in that. But Wack, since he the big power rule, you want to yell at non-affiliates and intimidate them. You want to dox everybody. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Shedding light on him when he doing the freaky frog things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's sexual private life should be a topic.
Right.
But if it's Wack100, definitely a topic because he want to talk about everybody else. He want to expose everyone. Then go in on his ass.
Right.
You know, he want to embarrass everyone else. He want to yell at everybody else. He want to go off. Then become the target of this. So yeah, we'll put a link to Morals Over Money TV on that story. All right, so there was 2 shootings that happened in LA just recently, man, and I wanted to just briefly mention them. Two fatal shootings, I should say. Shooting in South LA, strip mall. Parking lot leaves 1 dead and 2 injured. One of the victims was working as a security guard down the street and was struck by a stray bullet. So the victim in this shooting wasn't even the target. A man was killed and 2 others, including a security guard, were injured in a shooting over the weekend in a South LA parking lot. The incident was reported just before 2 a.m. along Firestone Boulevard near Compton Avenue. A 35-year-old man was found dead at the scene. 2 other men, a 25-year-old and a 27-year-old, were hospitalized in critical condition. According to the LA County Sheriff's Department, one of those men were working as security guard down the street and was struck by a stray bullet. No additional information was available. And let me see, I might have a video here of this story.
And overnight shooting in South LA leaves one person dead and 2 other people injured, one of them in critical condition. Around 2 this morning, deputies responded to a strip mall parking lot on Firestone Boulevard near Compton Avenue. A 35-year-old man was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 other men, both 25 and 27 years old, were then rushed to the hospital with gunshot wounds. Deputies say one of them is a security guard who worked just down the street and was hit by a stray bullet. There's no known vehicle or suspect description in this case.
But what struck out to me, Munchie, is the location. I always like to look up what part of the gang landscape this may have happened at. And you might know this, Firestone. Right there, I thought Firestone was the boundary between 89 East Coast, which would be south of Firestone, and 76 East Coast, which would be north of Firestone.
Yeah, that's 89 East Coast. Yeah, that's 89 East Coast community.
And then, of course, for the Latinos, that's all Florence. That's all Florence 13. Mm-hmm. They got all of that sewed up.
And if you keep going eastbound on Firestone on the other side of the train tracks, then you go into the Nine Deuce Bishops.
Yep, they're right on the other side of the blue line. That would be the blue line, the Long Beach train. Mm-hmm. They're right on the other side. And they beef with them. I would say that the Nine Deuce Bishops, no, is it the Bebops? It's the Bebops.
No, Bishops.
The Bishops?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're the number one blood rival to those East Coasters on the other side of the tracks.
So 89s?
Yeah, the 8-9s. That would probably be their number one.
You could say that.
And I thought it was the Bebops for some reason.
No, the Bebops is off Central.
Yeah.
You know, and then and when you ask them type of questions, it depends on who you asking, though, because if you was to ask somebody from Inglewood families, like who y'all worst enemies is, you'll probably get 2-3 different answers.
Well, it depends on what side of the families you're on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because you're in the 90s, your faction of the IFGs are in the 90s, so you guys have more contact with the dudes in the hundreds.
Around the hundreds and the 90s.
Yeah. And if you're from the 80s and or the 70s side of IF, it's going to be the 6-0s, right?
Right.
And yeah.
And Sidnella Park families right there directly by the 60s, by the Overhills.
And that's the CPFs.
Yeah.
That's their main Crip rival.
Main focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be like, depending on who you talking to, a straight 8-9. I don't know if you used to ask when I wonder what they'd say, whether it's, I look at Bebop and Bishop is the same thing. They Bob Bishop or whatever, so either say them or the 8-9 family Swans, you know, because they don't beef with Kitchen no more, so it ain't Kitchen.
And the Bebops and the Bishops, they both claim the same street, huh? 9 Deuce?
Yep. 9 Deuce and the Bebops Bay, 9 Deuce, 9 Trey. Yeah. Same, to me, they all one and the same. Bebop, Bishop, you know, Bob Bishop.
Yeah. Well, we had an unfortunate fatal shooting in that area.
Send my condolences. For the viewers out there, we not gonna let the world forget about Brian Bostic. That was unarmed. Very little details to how he was unalived by IPD. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, justice for Brian Bostic.
I haven't heard any updates on Brian Bostic. Let me just do a quick search of Brian Bostic.
Yeah.
And it just says here, the family is taking legal action against Inglewood PD. No other updates other than that clip that came out a few weeks ago. And Inglewood Councilwoman Gloria Gray advocates for the usage of body cameras in light of the death of Brian Bostic. So I believe they're going to have the cameras sometime this year.
Hey, it's coming soon. But see, I didn't know that was one of the few departments that don't have them. I didn't know that until I got in my trouble last year. And my lawyer, shout out Evan Davis, she was like, you know what I'm saying, IPD, they running around without no body cams, and then look what happened with Brian Bostic. So this go, you know what I'm saying, this go put some pressure on them to make them wear them body cams.
Well, we did that story, I believe it was Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have body cameras until January of 2026. So I wonder how many departments across this country still don't have body cams. There's probably quite a few, but it seems all of the big cities and all of the footage that we see online, they all got body cams.
Yeah, man, we just did the content on a woman that got caught on body cam. Her and one of her colleagues doing the coin toss on whether they was gonna take this young lady to jail, and she was on her way to work. You remember the female officers?
Remind me.
Don't tell me I watched it by myself. We didn't cover that with the female officers that did a coin toss.
I don't remember no coin toss. No, the only female officer story I remember earlier that we did was the two lesbians where the one was walking her dog and the other came home and killed her, and they were cops. They worked for Orange County.
Oh man, I'm mad. I wish I would have brought that to your attention, man. It's these two officers, man, and they ended up letting the woman go because a lot of people in the department was hearing about what happened with that, and they wasn't cool with it, but didn't nobody speak out.
So they got caught on camera.
It's on body cam, but somebody from that department did eventually speak out like that was wrong, and of course the woman charges was dropped. Hopefully she get her palms greased because she was on her way to work, man.
Okay, I found it. Is this an older story?
I ran across it recently, but man, it's crazy. It was a
Yeah, this is from 2018. Police officers fired after caught on video flipping coin to determine if a speeding driver would go to jail. Have been fired. They've been fired. This is 2018.
As you release tails, you go to jail. This is hard to believe, but two Atlanta area officers are now on administrative leave after deciding whether or not to jail a speeding driver with the flip of a coin. Well, that driver didn't even know the odds she faced until reporter Brendan Keefe showed her that video.
In the car.
Sorry, my window doesn't hold.
Off the Brown Roswell Police Department. You know how fast you were just going, ma'am?
I'm so sorry, I'm late for work.
Sarah Webb admits she was speeding past a Roswell police cruiser.
Turn off the car and pass me the keys, please.
Officer Courtney Brown adds a charge of reckless driving because of the wet pavement, but asks fellow officers what she should do.
I mean, I don't have any speed detections at the same time, but what do you think? Or just tickets?
Atlanta answer or Roswell answer?
Hold on.
Officer Brown opens a coin flip app on her phone.
A head, R tail.
Okay.
This is tail, right?
Yeah. So really,
23.
Michael Jordan. All right. So I got too fast for. Let me write this down.
Too fast for conditions.
Is it reckless?
Yeah, you can do reckless.
The driver has no idea she just lost a coin flip that will take her freedom.
Do me a favor and step out of the vehicle for me. Put the phone down.
Why am I
Put your phone down. Step out of the vehicle. Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Sarah Webb was arrested and taken to jail on the flip of a coin.
Wow. These people really put my freedom in the hands of a coin flip, and that's disgusting.
So before we contacted you, you had no idea?
I had no idea. It's almost hard for me to believe still.
Sarah Webb.
The 11 Alive investigators were in Roswell Municipal Court Monday when all of Webb's charges were thrown out.
When the prosecutor dismissed the case, what did she say to you?
She said, I have watched the videos and I absolutely refuse to prosecute this case.
Hard to believe. That was Brendan Keefe reporting. An internal affairs investigation is now underway.
The video is cringy, man. It's messed up. The woman was what's that called when you with power? You
abuse of power?
Yeah, she abusing her power, and oh man, the video is very cringy. The lady, like, it's a big day at work. Could you please just give me a ticket, please? I'm rushing because I'm late. Like, it was foul, man.
Oh yeah, flipping a coin whether someone gets a ticket.
Damn, man, I thought me and you had talked about this, but this is something I watched at home.
No, that one came out in 2018.
Okay.
So, and it's in Georgia. Georgia officers terminated. At least they got fired. But the problem is they probably get hired somewhere else.
Hey, you know what? We straight politic, and we politic so much. I mixed this story up with that story by accident. Was that the lady that posted that and deleted her post about wanting to take NIGGA to work. I mean, to jail.
Oh yeah. We haven't covered that because it was just it got old. I think you missed a week. It got old, but you're talking about the Latina police officer in Texas.
I think is either this young lady with the coin toss or her. They made it to where it's something where she can't get hired by other authorities. It's something they do. Like,
yeah, you lose your post certification, POST, police officer standards and training. But this Latina woman, man, she was out of control. She was out of control.
And when you say this Latina woman, you talking about the woman that was angry that her friend purse got took, and so she said when she go to work tomorrow, she's taking the NIGGA to work to jail.
She said, I better not get a call for a ninja because he's going to jail. I think that line right there is what sealed the deal on her termination. Even though everything she said was inappropriate, she probably would have got fired without that line, but that one took it to the next level. I'm taking someone to jail tomorrow. I'm taking a ninja to jail tomorrow.
That's horrible.
So that means all of her arrests are now in question.
That's good.
All of her convictions.
Let's get these appeals going.
Yeah, but she's only been a cop for like a year or two. So
since 2004.
Yeah, so
I mean 2024, I believe.
Yeah,
right.
Which is to a certain degree that's good, but for the sake of getting a whole bunch of cases overturned, you need to have like a 10-year career at least.
I mean, if she the arresting officer, I think it'll hold some kind of weight. You know what I mean?
Well, she don't have a lot of arrests under her record for having such a short career.
If she flipping coins.
No, the flipping coin girl is from the 2018.
Oh, my bad. See, I'm mixing up.
She was just doing a video in her car, ranting about her friend who got her purse stolen.
Okay, her flipping the coin, she wasn't an officer long either. She was an officer for like a year.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
All right, man. So you're definitely gonna do that content. So we'll put a link to it.
Yeah, Sarsky.
I hope you dissect it and get all the facts on that one because I'm a little too reluctant to cover it because there's a lot of missing information.
I'm convinced that this man's a sexual deviant, and because I got a lot of receipts of that, and I overheard him say a lot of things that's questionable. I'm like, I believe he hypersexual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people's sexual secrets probably would shock us. You know, I watch a lot of forensic shows and those investigative police shows, and the stuff that the police are able to reveal they're just amazing. It's shocking. We got guys that are trying to befriend minors on the internet and then wanting to meet them in public. In 2026, you're not going to get away with that. They have police departments that they pretend like they're minors, and if you show up, you're going to jail. And there's always people showing up. So that's some real deviant behavior right there. You're meeting a complete stranger on the internet that you think is 13 years old or 12, and you're going to pull up. That's the craziest shit to do.
Sick.
Yeah, you know you're going to jail. And we didn't really talk about the D4VD case this episode, but his preliminary hearing got pushed for a couple more weeks. It was supposed to start last week. It's going to start in a couple more weeks. And it might even get pushed again because there's no way that the defense will be ready to even listen to the evidence if they got 40 terabytes of data.
You know what I never understood? So let's say me and David is co-defendants and they saying, okay, preliminary this date, and they'll ask me and David, do we agree on this date to 30 days out to this and this and this and that? And if we say no, they still go do it anyway. Well, you know what I'm saying? Why even ask me?
Well, you can get your case split or severed if one person wants to go sooner than the other. But, you know, sometimes the DAs like to give these package deals. You ever heard of these package deals?
It's easier to get a conviction with them together.
Yeah, I got a deal on the table, but all of y'all got to take it. You know, and you might want to take it, but your co-defendant is stubborn. Nah, I don't want to take that. And then they divide y'all. It's like a divide and conquer.
Yeah, and that's a good like technique to get somebody to roll over on the next one.
Yeah. So that shouldn't be legal, you know, but you know, that's the justice system. I'm gonna give you a package deal. I'll give you a deal. I'll give you a really nice deal too. You'll be able to get your freedom sooner, only if all of y'all take it.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, we're gonna max you out. That's the games they play.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the process.
We're gonna max you out. My homeboy should have took a deal. He had a 12-year deal on the offer. He turned it down because he had just got a hung jury, so he was feeling himself. He got
I kind of understand that though a little bit.
Yeah, but
they give you a little confidence, like, man.
But you got to understand what your split is, your jury split. If they say 11 guilty, 1 not guilty, that's not a confidence.
So do you know what his was?
I don't remember what his was.
Okay.
But I think it was something crazy. I mean, sometimes if you have like a 10 guilty, 2 not guilty, I wouldn't play with that. You know, that's all. They almost got you.
What about 4 or more? Not guilty.
Oh, if you got 8 guilty and 4 not guilty, that's strong for the defense. Let's run it again.
I'll run it again with 3.
3? Who you're taking a chance?
I'll run it again with 3.
I would absolutely not run it with 2 or 1.
And it depends on what kind of case I'm fighting.
If your split is 11-1 or 10-2, you're taking a risk.
It depends on what kind of case I'm fighting, and I'm running it back with 3. With 3 not guilties.
So if you got 9 guilty, 3 not guilty, and they offer you a deal for 50% of what you would have got, you're still gonna run it back?
Depending on what kind of case I'm fighting.
Well, let's just talk about this. It's about freedom.
Particular, or like it's, if I'm in the same.
Let's say let's say if you lose this trial, you're getting sentenced to 21 years, but I'm gonna give you a 12-year deal. Take this 12 years and we'll end everything. That's what my homeboy did. He was offered 12. He said, let's run it back. And he was found guilty and he got sentenced to 21. And he did 19 on that 21.
I can't say. You got to be in the moment, I guess.
Yeah. In hindsight, of course, it was a bad decision.
Yeah, but it's only a bad idea when it don't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't remember his split, but I think it was either 11-1 or 10-2. And you're playing when you got those numbers.
11-1, 10-2, I wouldn't have ran it back.
Yeah, but definitely when you got 4 not guilties, that's strong for the defense.
I'm confident with the 3. I'm going.
Yeah, yeah. All right, man. Morals over money.
Yes, Sarsky.
TV.
Yeah.
And what else you got coming to the channel so that people could tap in and check you out?
More interviews, man. I gotta get into the more interviews and less reaction because I get there reacting to BS, man. So more interviews, me dialoguing with up and coming artists and people with a cool little storyline and stuff like that, man. More interviews.
All right. And on that,
Trench Baby, Munchie B, Lil Philly B. We dropping Trench Baby, my project, 12-song project with me and Lil Philly B, May 22nd.
All right, Trench Baby's coming out May 22nd.
Yeah.
We're on StreetTV. Make sure you tap in. Make sure you watch the videos, the clips, and we out.
Peace.